Hello, and welcome to my virtual review. My name is Maggie Downs, and I'll be reviewing the first four ESPN 30 for 30s that we watched this far in the semester. The first one we watched was Unmatched, which is the story of Chris Evert and Martina Navratilova and their rivalry and friendship on and off the tennis court. The Announcement, which follows Magic Johnson's 1991 press conference surrounding his HIV positive announcement to the world, kind of what happens before, during, and after that announcement. Into the Wind, we watched third, which is the story of Terry Fox and his run across Canada with an amputated right leg in order to raise awareness for cancer, which impacted him directly. And Renee, we watched last, which follows the story of Renee Richards as well as her history and kind of her challenges that she faced as a transgender woman. And then at the end, kind of showed us her attempt to enter the 1977 U.S. Open as the first transgender woman player, I guess, to do that. While each of these documentaries are unique and interesting in their own ways, if I had to rank each of them from favorite to least favorite, I kind of thought it would go something like this. So, Into the Wind, I've liked the most out of all four, although I didn't dislike any of them. I just thought that Into the Wind was my favorite. I thought that Terry Fox's story it was one that I had never heard of before. I had never heard of Terry Fox or anything that he did. But after learning about him throughout the documentary and the legacy that he left behind, I was pretty moved by the whole thing. And it was the only documentary that we watched this far in the semester that I actually wanted to learn more about and research more about and learn more about his foundation and everything. So I thought that was unique about this documentary. It was one of the reasons why I liked it the most. And I would suggest that you keep this one in your rotation of your 30 for 30s because I thought that most people probably don't know who Terry Fox is. Maybe I'm just ignorant, but I thought that the majority of us probably didn't know who Terry Fox was. So I think that would be a good one to keep so that more people kind of recognize his name and the link that he has with cancer research and all that he's done for cancer research. I also have a friend who's my age who's Canadian, and when I asked him about Terry Fox, he immediately told me that he's considered this hero throughout Canada, and he's actually on their $5 bill, which I thought was cool. So then, if I had to rank the next three, I would go Unmatched next, because although I had a tough time ranking the next three, because I found them all interesting and informative in their own ways, I would rank Unmatched second because of the way that Martina and Chris's friendship off the court is something that I think a lot of people didn't know, and ESPN kind of shed the light on the fact that they weren't enemies, they didn't hate each other, they really just were passionate about tennis, and they were able to use tennis as this mutual respect for each other, and it was a friendship that was really shown throughout the documentary. And again, I think it's a lot of things people didn't really know about the two of them, which I thought was pretty cool. So then The Announcement and Renee, I would rank pretty similarly for me for different reasons, but I wouldn't say that I disliked either of them. All four of them I really like, and I think you should keep in your rotation. But I learned a lot from both of them, even though I did know more about Magic Johnson than I did about Renee Richards going into both of them. I would say that I learned something from each of them too, so I thought that was pretty informative. The Announcement was interesting because it told Magic Johnson's view, his point of view throughout the entire situation, but I also found Renee's to be similar because it showed Renee's point of view throughout her entire life, and it brought light to the struggles that she went through with her identity and the desire to continue a sport that she really loved to do even after her transition. So both of them would rank pretty similar to me. And although I can't say I didn't like one documentary, it's just that I liked some more than others, I guess. And overall, I really enjoyed this class. And I'm excited to watch more 30 for 30s throughout the semester. But one thing I would add is that I think that you should continue showing us documentaries that we are kind of unfamiliar with, because learning about athletes like that we didn't know before, like Terry Fox or Martina and Chris and Renee, I mean, it broadens like the knowledge of sports to someone who might not know that all that much about sports. It makes it all that much more like interesting and educating, because even someone who knows everything about sports, like they might not have known who Terry Fox was. So I mean, I thought it was pretty cool, and I would suggest what just showing us more 30 for 30s that some people like might be unfamiliar with. So thank you.